Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode on creating custom copilots from SharePoint. In this episode, I am again joined by my co-presenter, Seb. How are you doing, Seb?
Doing amazing. We're talking SharePoint today. I love that.
Right? We both came from the SharePoint world. We're both doing Copilot right now, so it's a bit like our two loves coming together. But we actually have a special guest for this episode, Alex Terentiev. How are you doing, Alex?
Good, good. Thank you for having me. And how are you guys?
We're
Amazing.
doing great, and like Seb said, I think all three of us come from a SharePoint background. You two more from the dev side. I come more from the IT pro side. So I was the one blocking your stuff from going in production for various reasons. But it's fun that we're all three of us back here together now. Alex, can you just please introduce yourself for those that do not know you?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Alex Terentiev. Currently, I'm working as a senior software engineer at Microsoft. Mostly, I'm tech leading the SharePoint framework as a platform. So web parts, adaptive parts extensions, etc., etc. But in addition to that, and that's probably why I'm here, I'm working on Click to Copilot or creating custom copilots from SharePoint. So yeah, I'm working on this feature from like platform side as well, and we'll be showing some cool demos today.
Awesome. And even if you are a super advanced dev or a pro developer, as we use the word now, I think today we're not going to touch a single line of code. Everything is going to be out of the box, just point and click, right?
Yes, that's right. Today we are talking about end user experience.
Awesome. And Alex told us no slides at all. So, Alex, I will give you the stage here. Your screen is now live. And go ahead, show us what you've been working on. I'm really excited to learn more.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, probably those of you who joined or watched build, the part that I'll be demoing today was part of the build as well, and Jeff Tipper was demoing this actually live too. So even during the build, it was not like recording, which is great. It's live code, and now it's live code as well. But yeah, today we are talking about ability to create custom copilots from SharePoint. And first of all, in that case, when I'm saying like custom copilots, basically you can create a custom definition with some icon and title that represents your copilot. You can ground it to specific data, and SharePoint is basically where your data lives. So you can use either sites or specific document libraries, folders, files, whatever you want, whatever information is specific to your scenario, create Copilot based on that, share it with other people, and use it for your use cases. So here I'm on a standard SharePoint site on the home page. In the new menu, you have new Copilot right in here in front of you. So if I click on that, it will like show you the beautiful UI. But I more want to focus on scenarios that this is not only available on a page. You can go to document library as well. Any document library on the site. You see create a copilot in here as well. And for example, I have predefined a folder in here with some diabetes data. And same, I selected a folder, I click on create a copilot. It will show, hey, your new copilot is basically ready to use, and it's already grounded to this specific folder, to the specific files inside this folder. I can click on try it right away. It will open the sidecar with your Copilot ready in there, and hopefully everything is working fine. Again, it's a live demo. I'm not cheating. Uh, in addition to that, you'll be able to select other different copilots that you potentially have. I don't have any copilots right now on this site. But if you have a bunch of copilots, admins can approve specific copilots for this site. You can create multiple copilots on this site. So all of them will be listed in this beautiful picker. You will see what copilot is kind of created by default, approved for this site. So everything is pretty good from like UX perspective. But let's focus on this. Oh, by the way, it's working, actually working. So yeah, from here, you can go and edit this Copilot. And this is the actual UX experience we are using. So you can specify name for the Copilot, icon for the Copilot, and description. This is your identity. This is how you define your Copilot. This is what will be visible in the picker. And this is like other users will understand what this Copilot is about. In the sources tab, you can select multiple sources. As I mentioned, right now, we just created the Copilot based on diabetes folder, but you can select additional items from the site, for example. Live demo again. Okay, so we are in documents library. You can go inside this folder, select specific files if you want. You can go to the site. If you have multiple document libraries, you will see all of them in here. So select whatever is specific for this Copilot or this use case. In addition to that, you are not limited to this specific site where we are creating the Copilot. I can go to CPS Avalon. I believe this is the name of the site. That's all. No. Avalon. Okay, Copilot Studio Avalon. So you can select another site. Again, you can source to the whole site, or in the same way, you can select specific document libraries, files, etc., from all other places that are available to you. And one thing to mention here, everything that you're seeing here, like searching for sites, selecting files, all is based on permissions, as always. So we are using the same engine as SharePoint uses, as Search uses. So basically, you will not see any files or folders or sites that are not shared with you. And same is with the usage of the Copilot. So basically, other users, when they are using the Copilot that you are creating, they will not have access to the information in the files that are not shared with them. So everything is secure. So yeah, the last tab we have here is behavior. This is basically, if you're familiar with GPTs, this is more specific, like, for example, the instructions for Copilot is specific, like how the Copilot will behave. You can add funny stuff like talk like pirate, add I, captain at the end of the sentence, this kind of stuff. Starter prompts you will see here, and let me change something just to show you that like it's all live. Summarize all the files from this Copilot.
I'm sure admins will love everybody that will say a pirate at the end of every Copilot message.
Yep, that's for sure. So as you can see, we have live preview in here. So everything you're doing, you can test before actually saving or publishing it. But yeah, that's how we work with the Copilot. We will, like as usual, show you that, hey, something is not like saved. Yes, I want to go away from here. Good thing about this Copilot is, and any other custom Copilot that you're creating, it's a file. And as you can see, it's created in the same context where you are. So basically, you were in this document library. Your Copilot will be exactly in the same place, right? So for example, if you have some folder that is specific to your small team inside your department or something like that, you're using the same team site, but your documents are specific in this document library, in this folder, and this folder is shared with your team, for example, your Copilot will be created in the same folder, will be accessible by the same people, and grounded on the same data. So everything is pretty cool about the permissions and the context of the Copilots that you're creating.
Hey,
Another
Alex, let
thing,
me ask you a quick question. Sorry to
yeah, sure.
interrupt. Can I move it? Can I, for example, as an admin, create a document library called custom Copilot go here, and then after you create it, I just move it into another library? Would
So
that be supported?
well, right now you can use the standard functionality that we already have. You can use move to that is available for any file. And again, because Copilot is just a file, you can do whatever you want in the same way as you're doing with any other file in the document library.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, as you would expect, if you click on the file, like if you click on the Word, you will see like Microsoft Word opening. If I click on Copilot file, you will see the sidecar is opening and you can interact with your Copilot. Another thing I want to show you, and by the way, yeah, because it's a file as well, you can, of course, share it. If you share it, you can copy link, you can paste this Copilot to the Teams chat, for example. And I don't have live demo right now, but we will support Teams unfurling, link unfurling in Teams. So basically, as soon as you're reading this link for the shared Copilot to the Teams, it will be added as a Copilot in the conversation, and all members in the conversation will be able to use this Copilot in Teams. But today I want to show you how to go to the next level, and this probably will be the topic for the next conversations between you, Vlad and Sebastian. But here in this UI, you have this Add Advanced Customization in Copilot Studio button. And basically, when you click on it, you are redirected to Copilot Studio. You have all the data predefined already. We have a little back with the icon right now, but you have the same name, description, instructions, everything that we had in the Copilot inside SharePoint. You have that in the Copilot Studio. You can create it, and after that, basically, Copilot Studio will be in control of your Copilot, right? So, and in the file, if you click on the file, we will actually see that, hey, this Copilot was edited in the Copilot Studio, and please go there and do your advanced customizations in Copilot Studio. So this is how we are envisioning like the whole ecosystem together. So it's not only about like SharePoint and custom Copilots inside SharePoint, but we are thinking about how to expose this scenario to advanced customizations available in Copilot Studio as well.
And when I change something in Copilot Studio, does it write it back to that same .copilot file in SharePoint? Or
So
does it create a separate Copilot, for the lack of a better word?
yeah, that's a great question. If you start changing something in Copilot Studio, after that Copilot Studio is in control of the Copilot or GPT, and our Copilot file will basically just have a reference to the Copilot Studio Copilot with all the additional customizations that will now live not in the file itself, not in our schema of the file, but in the Copilot Studio.
Okay. Wow. I have so many questions, by the way. Let me ask you a few more questions really quick.
Sure.
So let's say that I'm building a Copilot for my intranet. And as you know, now with modern information architecture, an intranet can be 25 sites. I can have one of them in which I build a Copilot, I go in sources like you showed us, and I add the 25 sites in there, and all of that will be in the .copilot file. Can I then just copy that file to the root of the intranet, and people can use it from the root of the intranet, even if it was created in another site?
Yes, it doesn't matter inside the Copilot file. We are just like storing if we go technical, we are storing IDs for these sites, not
Okay.
like URLs, titles, or whatever. So yeah, because URLs can change, the users can change titles, names for the files, etc., etc. So yeah, it doesn't matter where exactly your Copilot lives and where it was created; it's still usable. And by the way, regarding your question about intranet, we will add support for hub sites as well. And
Ooh,
in that
nice.
case, instead of just like adding all 25 sites, as you mentioned, you can just add like hub site and all sites inside the hub site. And even if you add, delete, something like that from the hub site, it will be automatically used in the Copilot definition.
That is really awesome. I had no idea about that. So that's really cool. Now, remember when I said in the introduction that you were both developers and I was the admin, so I was the one saying no to everything? So I'll ask the question that a lot of admins have. If I'm a boring admin, okay, and neither you nor Seb paid me beers this month, uh, can I just turn it off? Can I just say, you know what, for this SharePoint site, I don't want anybody to have that create a Copilot button. Can I turn it off? And if yes, is it the site SharePoint admin or is it the site admin that can do it?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, and we heard this feedback from like early stages, from like development, probably back in March when we had MVP summit and first like talked about these copilots. So yes, this is coming. We will allow to have either block list or allow list for the sites where copilots will be available, and there are like actually two separate properties or configurations I would imagine here. First, you don't want to see new Copilot button on the site. Second, you don't want the site to be selectable by any other Copilot on another
Oh,
site as well. And yes, we, as part of the Teams Admin Center, oh sorry, SharePoint Admin Center most probably. So it will be available for tenant admins, and we will add additionally configurations for the site admins as well, because like always, yes, there is a admin, SharePoint admin, but in many cases you don't want to go to tenant admin and ask like allow, disallow your site for specific reasons. So yes, site collection admins or site admins should definitely have the same possibility for them. In addition, site admins will be able to select so-called approved copilots. Custom copilots, approved custom copilots will be visible for all the users on this site, basically.
okay. So when I go to the home page, because right now, how do you open it, by the way, if you don't see the Copilot file? If I go to the home page, how can I open the Copilot? Is there a, sorry, the button was not big enough. It was not,
Yeah.
right there. I guess it takes some getting used to because, again, I don't have access to that functionality yet. But now that you clicked on it, I was like, okay, well, that was obvious.
Yes, yes, it's all there. So it will be in the suite nav, wherever like page you're on, document library, list, site contents, it doesn't matter. Everywhere you will have this Copilot button, and in the Copilots you will have a picker where you actually can select different Copilots, and not only from this site, but from other sites as well, if you are the author of these copilots or you are frequently using the copilots.
That is awesome. Seb, by the way, I've been the one asking all of the questions. Any questions, any opinions on where this fits inside all the different series that we have together?
It fits absolutely flawlessly within the rest, right? It's really kind of the easiest way to get started with getting documents, getting grounding, and start asking questions from a Copilot standpoint. So definitely, I think that is a strong thing. So maybe one question for you, Alex, is as you're deploying these, are these currently showing up in the like Copilot app in Teams or Copilot app in Office.com or whatsoever? Are also participating in the rest of the custom Copilot ecosystem, like declarative copilots, custom engine copilots, and so on?
Yeah, great question. Right now, the answer is no, but it's in a roadmap as well. So basically, when we go live with the first step, which is basically create custom copilots for SharePoint inside SharePoint, in the roadmap, we definitely have integrations with the M365 Copilot, chat, Teams, etc., etc. So these copilots at some point, and I don't have ETA, nothing like that. But yeah, in roadmap and in our ideas, we have that, hey, this is published and available everywhere, not only inside SharePoint. Yes.
And one last question here. At the beginning, you said that you are both an engineer on the SPFX platform side, but also on this specific thing. So for SharePoint provided copilots, or for SharePoint custom copilots like what you've shown us today, what is the pro dev story? Is there something that SPFX will take on? How do you deploy that as part of a solution, as part of a package, so on and so forth? Is that something you guys are thinking about?
Yes, we are thinking about different potential approaches that we can proceed with. I would say I can't share anything specific except of one thing that was also shared during the build. And during the build, we shared that, hey, for example, you have an ACE, adaptive card extension, that is added to your dashboard in Viva Connections. And if this is done, you will be able to communicate to this adaptive card extension from the Copilot inside Viva Connections or inside SharePoint. So basically, let's assume you have some, like, I don't know, praise card or something like that. And in the Copilot, as I showed you today, you'll be able to do like, hey, show me the praise card or something like that, and interact with this card in the same way as you would do in the Viva Connections.
Cool.
So this is the first part that was showcased on during the build. We are working on that regarding all other integrations. We are definitely interested in third-party scenarios. We still need to figure out what exactly will be done by us and with this part of the story, because there is also Copilot Studio, which is more advanced customizations. There are ways to create your custom GPTs using different schemas as well and integrate them in Microsoft 365 Copilot and chat. So we should be part of the ecosystem, and that's why we don't have these specific plans what we will be part of the SPFX at that moment.
Awesome. I guess we'll talk more then.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure this is something that will evolve a lot over the next 12 months, especially in this fiscal year. So, really looking forward to it. But, Alex, while Seb was asking questions about the dev side, an IT question came to mind. So, you said that Copilot file, you store IDs in it. Could I open that file with like Notepad++, or can I open it in Notepad and create my own Copilot from Notepad instead of going through the interface? So the
Well,
reason that I'm asking that is I was wondering if part of my own custom provisioning engine, I could automatically deploy a copilot with each site that I create based on all the data on the site, you know? So that's kind of the reason why I'm asking it.
yeah. So the file is it's not binary; it's just a JSON configuration inside. So technically, you can open it with Notepad and do some configurations in there. However, right now it's unsupported, and even the schema of the file is not public, and it may change in future, because right now, like, we are still shaping the what will be available, how it will work, etc., etc. So as many features inside SharePoint, you can do something, but I would not recommend you doing that right now.
Okay. There's so many of those features that you can do it, but you shouldn't.
Yes.
Okay, and then one final question. Can I change the permission on the file? Let's say again, I'm taking as an admin, right? Where I don't want people breaking anything. I create a copilot. By default, I guess everybody that is a member would have access to modify it, but I want to break permission that they only have access to view it. Can people that have view permissions on the file still use that copilot?
Yes. They can use
Okay.
it, but they will not be able to edit it. Yes.
Okay, that is really awesome. So maybe in the future, depending on the company, of course, they might create those copilots and then put them in a library with broken permissions that only admins can modify those .copilot files.
Yes, that's completely correct.
Okay, awesome. That's really awesome. Learning a lot here today. Um, I know it's super early in the technology. I can't wait to use it myself. Any final thoughts, Alex? Anything else you want to share for today about this whole feature you're working on?
Yeah, sure. So, although I'm on like dev side of the things and not like on PM side, but we really will need feedback on this feature. So during the build, we announced that customers can submit forms for the private preview. Then we will go to public preview as usual. And please, please, please share feedback with us. Share like how you want to use it, how admins want to control it, disable, enable what we discussed today, other scenarios as well. Because yeah, we are, as Vlad you mentioned, like we are still shaping the product, and there is a long road ahead. And this road will be better for all of us if we have this feedback.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate your time today. I think this is the one of the first videos that's done out there since build where we get to see it in action. So I really appreciate you taking the time today. And so thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. And Alex, thank you so much again for taking the time to be with us today.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me.
Bye bye, everyone.
Cheers, everybody.